Hi everyone, Happy New Year. Guess where I'm at? Yep, my closet. So you're probably wondering why we're in my closet, right? Well, I want to show you, especially the women, um, where you can pray. Because I know that praying can be really difficult for a lot of us, especially if we don't have an area that is private, So I want to give you some ideas, because if you're like me, I have kids and they're running around, and when I'm going through something difficult and I want to pray, I want to cry out to my Father, because I want him to hear me and I want him to answer my prayers. So I want to teach you ladies how you can do this so that God can answer your prayers. So that's going to be my New Year's resolution. When we're going through something difficult, we want to run to our friends. We want to call them and get help from them and ask them what we should do. And I felt like God was telling me that I need to go to him, directly to him, because he is our Father and he's our provider. So that's what I'm going to start to do. And it is our job as the mothers and the wives to fight for our families. And so I'm going to show you what you can do. So first of all, it's going to be here in the closet. I have a small space here, and I have put things together to help me when I'm praying, because when you're praying, you need certain things. So like the things that are really important are, for example, okay, I know this is like common sense, right? But when you're praying, put your hair up, because especially if you're like crying out to God, your face is wet, you may even have a runny nose, so put your hair up. I have these here so I can be ready for that. And then I have these here, which are wipes, and you can have tissue paper, because you're going to need them, because like when you're praying, you don't want to be getting up and going and getting a towel or tissue paper. You want to have that handy. So I will have it here. Another thing that I have done is, so I have created this board. If you can see, it's nothing that I bought. Actually, this board is a painting that I don't use, that I don't care to use anymore. And then I created these sheets. All it says is when I started praying, what the prayer is, and then when God answered. And it put when God answered because I know that God's going to answer. And you have to have that faith that God is going to answer you. So I have sheets here because sometimes we have more than one request. We have sometimes more than one struggle going on in our lives. So I have 6 right now, and I haven't filled them in yet, but I will. Also, remember to pray for family members who are going through something difficult, friends who are going through something difficult, because God wants you to pray for others and ask for others, not just yourself, and in turn, he will respond to you. So remember that, ladies. And then also I have here a sign that I really love, because it says, I am not afraid. I was born to do this. I like looking at this because, especially with the job that I do, sometimes you can start to think that you're not good enough and then you can't do it. And so I look at this and I remind myself that I was born to do this and that I shouldn't be afraid, right? And that God's always with me, that God goes before me. So this is important for you to remind yourself of, that God is always with you and that he goes before you. If you notice in my sheet here, I'm calling my prayers Crowned Warrior Prayers. You're wondering why. Okay, well, when there is a struggle or a difficulty that we're facing, it is a battle, it is a war, and only God can fight that for you. You can't fight it on your own, and we have to remember that. And the reason why I have crowned is because as women, we are daughters of God. And we have to remember that we wear a crown. And I want to show you the crown that I have here. So I have the crown. No, I don't wear it. But I have it as a symbol that I am a daughter of God, and that he puts a crown on me. So even when you're having a tough day or people are treating you bad, you need to remind yourself of who you are. So when I pray and I'm feeling down and I'm feeling like I'm not good enough or somebody treated me bad, I come here and I look at the crown and I remind myself of who I am. And after I cry out to my Father and I pray to him, I fix my crown so I can face the world. So I want you women to realize that you're wearing a crown. If you're a daughter of God, you're wearing a crown. Do not forget that. So don't let others treat you like you're nothing, because you are. You're a princess to God. Okay, so I have this crown here as a reminder for me, for myself, that we will face difficult things in life. That is part of life, but you don't give up. You never give up. You fix your crown and you keep walking forward. Okay, so I have it here. Another thing that I have that I want to show you is, so this is just, a box. So when God answers my prayers, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start putting them in here. So this will be my box of answered prayers, because I know that God's going to answer me. God hears us, especially when we are daughters of God, when we are women who go to him so that he could fight for us. When you are a mom or a wife that trusts God, that speaks to him, that prays to him, that has faith that your problems will be solved by him, not by you. I want to show you something. I have this book. I love this book. I read it already. It's called Women of the Bible. And I have it here because when I'm praying, I look at it and sometimes I turn to whichever story I need to remind myself of. Because I want to remind you women, when you have God on your side, you don't need anything else. You don't need to fight with your husband. You don't need to fight with your kids. You don't need to fight with your family members. You don't need to respond in a mean way to anybody else. You are a daughter of God, and he will fight the battles for you.